You are listening to the Toxic Mold Podcast with Steve Worsley, the toxic mold expert and your number one source for mold consulting and mitigation in the USA. Let's dive into a brand new episode.
Before we get started on this episode, here's a not-so-short disclaimer. While all attempts have been made to verify the content provided in this podcast, neither the podcaster nor the producers assume any responsibility for errors, omissions, or alternative interpretations of the issues discussed here. All information stated in this podcast is the opinion of Steve Worsley. Steve Worsley is a mold specialist with over 25 years of experience in the construction and mold industry. The Toxic Mold Podcast is for information sharing purposes only. The views expressed are those of the podcaster and his alone. These views should not be taken as expert instruction or commands. While there may be references to medical conditions and symptoms, all podcast episodes are the opinion of Steve Worsley, and any medical questions or concerns shall be addressed with the appropriate licensed medical professional or professionals. As the podcaster refers to different mold types, please be aware that Steve Worsley is not a microbiologist, and questions concerning mold specifics should be answered by the appropriate professional. Steve isn't, nor does he offer any legal advice. For any legal advice, you must speak to a lawyer. The listener is 100% responsible for his or her own actions. You can check out Steve's books on Amazon. Just go to Amazon and search for author Steve Worsley. You can also take Steve's mold education courses, such as Mold 101 and the Mycotoxin Prevention Kit, by going to CNCContractorServices.com. Again, check out his mold education courses at CNCContractorServices.com. Now, let's get to the episode.
Hello, you're listening to the Toxic Mold Podcast with myself, Steve Worsley. We have my wife, Cassandra. Well, I've had two guests. I have a few more that I'm going to be interviewing, but give you kind of a break.
Yeah, it'll be good to get more guests on the podcast.
Yeah, you keep telling me that. Anyhow, today's topic's an interesting one since, summer's pretty much about here, and it's roofs and toxic mold. What are the proper steps when missing a shingle?
Which I think for most homeowners, roofs are one of those areas that you really hope and pray a water heater never goes bad, or furnace. It's one of those things where the fear is, how much is this going to cost me, and is insurance going to cover it?
Yeah.
I don't know that people think automatically when there's a roof issue that there could be a toxic mold issue. So what is the connection between roofs and toxic mold?
Well, your roof is it is your first line of defense for rain and snow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a missing shingle, and below your shingles you have, it's called tar paper. These days we use synthetic tar paper. Anyhow, if there's a cut or a void in that tar paper, what's below that is the subroof.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's below that? A roof truss.
Yes.
And then what's below that? Your attic.
Oh, yeah. Now you're getting inside the house.
Right. So my point is like one shingle with just one little hole in the tar paper could allow a lot of water into your roof.
Absolutely. This reminds me of something. One of the books you wrote was How to Build a Mold-Resistant House. And if I remember correctly, in that book, you talked about different types of roofs, like the Spanish tile roof, and then there's the shingle roof, and then there's the metal roof. Are any roof types more mold preventative than others?
I would say a metal roof is probably the best.
Okay. And last the longest, right?
Yeah, they last, for the most part, they're usually warranted for 50 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and a lot of times you can get a discount on your homeowner's insurance too.
Oh, okay. If you get a metal roof. Okay.
To explain to our listeners, the Spanish style you're talking about, that's what we see in really hot climates, like Arizona.
New Mexico.
Correct.
Okay.
Up here in Wyoming, you don't see those. But down in like Arizona, an asphalt roof, they get so hot, they deteriorate very quickly.
So you will probably not see that many shingle-based roofs in Phoenix.
I would hope you wouldn't see any.
Okay.
It's, back in the old days, when I say old days, when I started in construction in the 90s, there were some clients that we did wood shake roofs for.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like the things you see on gazebos.
Yeah.
And I was always clear with them. I'm like, you do realize that they're very problematic. You've got to get up there and treat it. It is not something I would ever put on a roof. If I was to say the perfect way to do it would be a metal roof.
Okay. And so then when we're talking about moisture damage due to a defective roof, is preventing the moisture damage different depending on the roof type?
As far as like if you have a asphalt roof
Yeah,
versus,
or a metal
well, a
or
metal roof, you're not going to have a shingle that's going to blow
okay.
off.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
The Spanish tiles, they're heavy. Like you
Okay.
don't even nail them.
Wow. Okay.
You just set them.
Wow.
It's like a grid system. I've never installed one, but I've seen it. But they're heavy. One of them cannot be lifted by the wind and carried away like here in Wyoming.
Okay, so really where there's a lot of moisture intrusion possibilities happens with the shingled roof because one shingle could come off and then
Right.
5 and then 10 and then
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, once one shingle comes off, typically it starts peeling more off.
Okay. Wow.
And here in Wyoming, the winds never stop.
No, they
They're
don't.
always blowing.
So then should a homeowner, if they notice that 1 or 2 shingles have come off, should they be concerned?
Absolutely. I'd be concerned with just one.
Okay.
And, and once again, like an asphalt shingle shouldn't have to be maintained. If it's installed properly from the get-go,
Mhm.
all you should have to do is inspect it.
But how do you know if an asphalt roof has been installed properly?
When I do inspections, like if the nails are not seated,
Mhm.
we see that quite often.
And seated means what? Nailed in?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
not tight
Okay.
to the roof. They're sticking up just a little bit.
Okay.
You can kind of just tell. The way you can tell is if the nails are not seated properly, meaning they're not tight against the subroof.
Mhm.
Like you can see kind of a pattern of it. And like some of the shingles. So the way shingles are installed, you start from the bottom of the roof and you stair step it from the gable towards the other side of the roof.
Mhm.
And like the shingle itself, only half of it gets covered with the next shingle. And so the way you do it, it's called a tab, and it's like a line of tar. It looks like it has tape on it,
Mhm.
and you're supposed to pull it off, but you don't. That would take forever. It's such a thin tape that once the shingle's on the roof and it hits a certain temperature, so let's just say 80,
Mhm.
it seals so it self-tabs together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So that if the wind gets underneath it, it can't lift it up.
Mhm.
And so what typically happens, this is completely different from nailing it. That tab section, especially in Wyoming, gets some dirt and debris up there and it won't seal to the roof.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so what happens is that shingle just starts flapping. And then think about what happens when it flaps.
That becomes looser.
Exactly.
So really, like, even if you see one shingle missing, it's time to reach out to somebody.
Right. Because like I said, the way roofs are installed, shingles, a metal roof, you wouldn't see anything like that. One shingle comes off and it's a chain reaction.
Absolutely. Okay. So then who are people typically reaching out to once they notice shingles are missing?
To a roofing company.
Okay.
But just like mold, there's tons of different unique situations. So let's say we were in a brand new home
Mhm.
and I didn't put the roof on.
Yeah.
And a shingle starts coming off. I would call, when I say brand new, a home that's less than a year old,
Okay.
because typically they offer a 1-year warranty. I would call the contractor. I'd be like, hey, Joe, whoever your roofer was, which usually it's subcontracted out, we got shingles lifting.
Mhm.
So he'll call the roofing company, roofer come out and fix it. Well, what if the contractor won't respond to you?
Exactly. What do you do?
Then you go to the manufacturer.
Okay.
So I want to backtrack a little bit. For our listeners, if you are having a home built or you're getting a new roof put on, get what's called a roofing certificate.
Okay. What is that?
It's like a warranty paper. It's just a piece of paper. It has the roofing company that did it. It tells you what brand of shingle it is, how long it's warranted. Most shingles are 20 years up to 50 years.
Mhm.
Asphalt is what we're talking about. And the roofing contractor, when he's done, he signs it.
Mhm.
And gives you a copy of it. Well, that's your roofing certificate. It's like your warranty certificate.
Exactly.
So you can go to that level and
Okay.
call the manufacturer and be like, hey, we got shingles coming off.
Yeah.
And then they're going to do everything they can to not cover it. Oh, we can't get out there for 60 days.
Yep.
So then what do you do?
I
Like,
don't
you have to decide, like, am I going to pay to have this repaired?
exactly.
What I would do, I would put my lawyer hat on and
Mhm.
I would send a letter to the manufacturer that says, if you don't deal with this, if we have mold issues in our attic,
You will be
you're going
liable.
to be liable for it.
Yes.
So there are things you can do. You can put tarps to cover it up. You can get like a roof coating that they use on flat roofs
Mhm.
and, kind of temporarily seal it, but you've got to get it sealed off
How soon would you say you've gotta get it sealed off
as
by?
soon as you can.
Wow, okay. So, really
Just think about it. Like when a shingle's missing, the way roofs are put on, the water where the missing shingle is gets underneath the shingle that's on the row below it.
Mhm.
Well, if the tar paper is installed properly and there's zero holes in it and what it's supposed to do, the water should come out to the drip edge, which is right at the fascia.
Okay.
But what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
My point is all that water now is not running on top of the roof. It's running underneath the shingles.
Ooh, and which then opens it up to get into the
And
attic,
yes,
right? And what happens once the roof leak water is in the attic?
it's going to discolor your insulation.
Mm.
So, there's all sorts of different types of insulation. If it's closed cell blown in,
Mhm.
that's the stuff that expands like great stuff. You would probably never know
Wow.
until it rotted the roof out enough that it broke that, if
Oof.
that makes
Okay.
sense. If you have like spray in cellulose or spray in fiberglass, a lot of times it will discolor the insulation. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So it'll turn a darker color. Doesn't mean it's mold, but you'll be able to tell. Well, once it gets through that insulation, the next thing it's going to hit is the ceiling,
Wow, okay.
which is sheetrock.
Yes, so there yeah.
So by the time you notice it in, your living room, it has already gone through several layers of the building materials by the time you see a water stain.
And has more than likely fed the mold really well.
Oh yeah, it
Okay.
loves it, especially blown in, because blown in's not tight. Does that make sense? It's very
Yes.
dense.
Yes.
At that point, like if you have a fairly major mold issue in your attic, you have to pull all the insulation out. Like
Wow.
remember that job in Colorado?
Yes. Yes.
It's a mess. And I want our listeners to understand by the time you see that water stain, the damage is done.
So then how often should people be doing roof checks or
Spring and fall.
okay, so with a fall and spring
Yep.
checklist, they should be
Yep.
looking. Okay.
I get it. I'm not encouraging anybody to get up on a ladder. If you have a steep roof, I wouldn't get on anything more than a 6/12 pitch.
Mhm.
That's the steepest I would get on. You can maybe get away with 7 or 8, but it's steep. You don't have to get up on the roof. Just get your binoculars out. Well,
Mm.
hopefully they have a pair. You can check it from the ground, or you can put the ladder up there and just get up to the roof. You don't have to crawl onto the roof. Check it with your binoculars. Also, to me, the best way to really, do a good investigation or inspection is in the attic.
Oh, wow, to go into the attic. Now, could somebody also use a drone to look at their roof?
Yeah, there's a lot of home inspectors that do that these
Okay,
days.
interesting. Now, you're talking about noticing when there's a roof defect with shingles. What would be the signs of a roof defect in a metal roof?
Well, there'd have to be some sort of hole or where the valley is,
Okay.
or if it butts up to like a gable,
Okay.
and there should be flashing and all of that. To answer your question, like if a metal roof, you were starting to see issues with it, it would be very difficult to see from the exterior.
Okay.
Now, I mean, you'd be looking for the same things like any discoloration, the screws. When you put a metal roof in, you put these screws in.
Mhm.
Make sure, and they have a little washer at the top.
Okay.
Make sure they're seated properly.
Okay.
I mean, you can go look for those kinds of things. I can't remember. I think it was in the 90s. I don't know if it was DuPont or what company it was, but the primer that they put on the metal roofs was defective.
Mm.
And you see it a lot in the Chevy trucks. You can see it starts to rust and discolor.
Wow. Okay.
So it's, I guess, to answer your question, just look for any defects such as that.
So really, at the end of the day, everybody should be doing the fall and spring checklist, and
hmm
part of that is looking at your roof.
Like I said, go in your attic. You can do so. Like when I was a roofer, we did what was called a certified leak test.
Mhm.
So we'd literally go up there with a garden hose
Mhm.
and you'd go up to the peak and you would literally run a garden hose and keep moving along the roof while a guy was in the attic with an infrared camera,
Wow.
seeing if anything was leaking.
Wow.
To answer your question, I wouldn't encourage any of our listeners to do a certified leak test, but that would be a way to know if your roof was leaking.
So then, given all of this, what's your call to action for people?
So when asphalt shingles, so I told you they last, they should last 20 to 50 years well, mostly 20 to 30. When it's in the early stages of decomposition, what happens is those little granules that are on top of the shingle start coming off.
Yeah.
And the way you can tell if your roof is in the early stages of decomposition, after it rains, you can literally look at your sidewalk. You'll see a bunch of little specks.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
For people that don't know, that's telling you, hey, that's your roof telling you, hey, we're
Something's happening.
gonna not be lasting much longer. When I say that, early stages of decomposition for a decent roof, you still have another 5-7 years.
Wow. Okay. So really, like, keep an eye out on things and notice.
Yep. And then while you're out there after a rainstorm, check all the gutters and downspouts and make sure they're working properly.
And what if somebody doesn't have gutters and downspouts?
Well, if you don't, there's going to be a lot of major issues down the road.
Okay, so get them.
You're dumping the water in places it shouldn't be dumped.
There we go.
Roofs are designed to have rain gutters,
There we go. So
and
that,
they're not that expensive, really.
and prevention
Yeah.
is key.
For like $2,000, you can do a normal house.
Yeah.
Is what it would cost.
Okay.
So if you're not sure what you got to do, we have a spring and fall checklist.
Yes, we do.
I don't think, have we released the spring one yet?
I don't know if we have, but we have both opt-ins.
Okay. Yeah. So just reach out to us, info at CNC Contractor Services. We have checklists. We also have courses.
Yes.
We have free courses, or one free course on Udemy. There are 2 paid courses.
Yeah, you can get Mold 101. You can also purchase the mycotoxin prevention kit, which is really
that
great
won't
education.
That's good for education, but it won't walk them through
Yes.
what to be looking for.
But there will be more products coming.
Oh yeah, my wife keeps me busy. So, but yeah, just go to our site. You'll see everything we have to offer.
There you go.
We appreciate all you listeners. Have a great week.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Are you ready to take control of your environment and protect yourself from harmful mycotoxins? If you said yes to that, check out the Mycotoxin Prevention Kit. This easy-to-follow digital program is delivered straight to your inbox, guiding you through simple steps to reduce your exposure to the harmful byproduct of toxic mold, helping you feel safer and healthier at home. The Mycotoxin Prevention Kit gives you loads of education on mycotoxins for a really affordable price. Get started today by visiting cnccontractorservices.com/mycotoxin prevention kit. That's cnccontractorservices.com/mycotoxin prevention kit.